Hello, I'm Derek, and welcome to Hindsight 101, where you'll learn about things that will help you in everyday life. Now, we're going to talk about how you may be using your dishwasher wrong. Now, I know I was, and I want you to learn from my mistakes. Now, the first, most important thing is you do not need to pre wash your dishes in the sink. Now, I was raised that way that you have to clean off the dishes. You don't put dirty dishes in the dishwasher, which, thinking about it, you're cleaning dishes to clean them again, which sounds a little weird, but that's the way I was raised. But again, you do not need to pre-wash your dishes. All you have to do is clean off the big chunks and you can leave whatever else remains. Because they say that extra little bit of grease or whatever helps with the enzymes in the soap to clean even better. I'm not an expert, so I'll take their word for it. Now, next, there is a pre-wash that you should be doing. You should use the pre-wash dispenser in your dishwasher. So you may notice that you have a main door and a pre-wash door. You want to use that cycle because it's very important. It helps get a lot of the main grit and grime off your dishes before the main washing cycle starts. Now, if you don't have a pre-wash little dispenser, don't worry. All you have to do is just throw some detergent in the bottom of the dishwasher and it works just the same way. So you're fine. But it's very important that you use that because that is probably one of the most important parts of cleaning your dishes in a dishwasher. So the only caveat to not cleaning your dishes off completely is I have a family of 5 and we run our dishwasher every night. So nothing really gets stuck on there. But if you're single and you only run your dishwasher every couple days so things get to kind of settle in on your dishes, you may want to clean stuff like cheese because that really does stick to your dishes and it's a little bit harder no matter what you do, even when you put stuff in the dishwasher. So just keep that in mind. Now you may notice I only use regular powdered detergent. That's because based off of the cost and then also the effectiveness, I think it's the best way to go. Now, I don't really care for gels just because it is a little expensive, and then gel is also water-based, and there's plenty of water in the dishwasher, so I don't really need to add more. And then the pods, although they are very convenient, they're expensive, and it's just, I don't think it's necessary to use that based off of you have powder and it works just the same for a lot less. It's just packed in a nice little convenient piece of dissolvable plastic. Now, you can use the pods if you really want to, because you like the convenience of them. You would just use 2 pods, one in the main and one in the pre-wash. And like I said, if you don't have a pre-wash, just put a pod in the bottom of your dishwasher. The one thing that you are going to have to accept is you're wasting detergent because those pods are designed for the worst case scenario and you may not need as much as the pod is packed with. So just keep that in mind, but if you like the pods, then go with it. Now, everything is based off of a normal washing cycle. So if you use a light or a rinse, this may not work as well. Your mileage may vary. But if you use a normal or a heavy cycle, then you should have no problem and it'll work really well. Now, the other little thing is you may not need as much detergent as you think you do. So if you remember those old school toothpaste commercials where they put toothpaste on the whole brush head and then, all you really need is just a dab, it's kind of like that. So it's really based off of what type of water you have. If you have soft water or hard water. Like I have hard water, so I need more than normal. If you ever looked at the dispensers, they'll have little measurement lines that say soft water and hard water, and that's how much detergent you should put in. Now, for me, those are just guidelines. So for me, as long as I put something in between the soft and the hard water lines, it works out really well for me. So I don't have to fill it completely. But you kind of have to test it out and find out what works best for you. Now, one thing that I definitely suggest is reading the manual to your dishwasher and reading the detergent directions. Now, I know a lot of us don't keep our manuals or just never even had one when you bought your house. So you can always look it up online and just look up the model number. And then it always has something in there that tells you, the best way to use your dishwasher. Now, if you read the instructions for the detergent, just make sure you take it as a guideline. Because like I said, they give those directions based off the worst case scenario. So it just gives you a guideline of how much to use, but you may need more, you may need less. So just keep that in mind. The next couple of things I'm going to mention are just helpful tips that will aid in some of the suggestions I mentioned earlier. So the first one is make sure you clean your dishes with hot water. Now, I mentioned that pre-wash cycle is very important, but usually you're washing the dishes with cold water. Now, your dishwasher is usually hooked into your hot water line from your sink. And unless you have a tankless water heater, which I hear heats up faster, it takes a little bit for the water to warm up. So you want to run your sink for a few minutes, minute or two, however long it takes, until the water warms up. Now, I know some people don't like wasting water, so what you can do is just rinse off the dishes until the water warms up. So that'll alleviate some of your concerns. The other one and this happens a lot to me, is do not block the door of the dishwasher dispenser. Now, my daughter does this all the time when she washes dishes. She'll put like a cookie sheet in front of the door and then it'll block it and the detergent doesn't come out of the main. Now, if you've noticed that your pre-wash has little slits in it that the water will get in and then it'll slowly seep out the detergent. But in your main wash, there's a door that has to flap up or however it's made, and then the detergent falls out and then the water kind of mixes in with it. But if you block that door, the water can't get in there and get the detergent out. So you just end up with this globby mess. So just keep that in mind on how you load the dishwasher. And I know you're not supposed to put a cookie pan into the dishwasher, but a lot of people do it. So I just wanted to put it out there. So lastly, and I think this is the most important, is clean your dishwasher filter. I didn't because I never knew about it. And when I did, it was pretty gross. So clean that and that will help clean up any crazy smells that might be coming from your dishwasher. Now my current one doesn't have a filter, some don't. And basically the theory is that the water will pulverize all the food particles into little things, and it just flushes it out. But if you do have a filter, make sure you clean that on a regular basis. So it's just better that way. So if you have any tips about your dishwashers that you can share with the community, how about you put them in the comments below? And as always, if you like what you saw and you want to support the channel, check out some of my other videos. Take care.